Hey guys, it is Shell the Spiritual Warrior, and we are at our last day of Me Versus Me. So with Me Versus Me, I figured it was only right to explain how you should properly go to war with yourself. Because yes, we go to war with ourselves. I feel like almost everybody goes to war with themselves at some point or another. It's just a part of being alive, I suppose. But there is a way to go to war with yourself that is productive and will leave you off being better than you were before versus being beat down, drug out, upset, feeling, feelings of worthlessness, all of those things. Because when we can be unkind to ourselves, that is often the response that we get. So my first rule in going to war with yourself: be kind. Be kind at all costs. A lot of times we talked about detaching from thoughts and not being impacted by the negativity of external forces. That's one of those things. We oftentimes speak to others better than we speak to ourselves. So if somebody just says something messed up to you, they speak to themselves even worse, which is one of my mind anchors. Mind anchors are the replacement thought. So just like I talked about yesterday, or whatever order you're watching this in, when I talked about the external forces video. When I am faced with a person who is trying to upset me, offend me, point stuff out, when they're trying to throw daggers my way, instead of just, getting hit and throwing a dagger back, it makes me realize that this person probably speaks to themselves even worse than they're trying to come at me right now. Like, the only reason you're coming at me like this is because you feel like shit about yourself. And that's the honest to God truth. And that's not one of them things like my comeback, like, oh, you're only saying this because you feel like shit. Like, no, it's not a comeback, but it brings me some sort of peace in my own heart because I recognize the suffering in somebody else. It doesn't become about revenge. It doesn't become about hurting them. I recognize that they too are suffering. Like I've suffered in some cases, and like I've seen other people suffer. And even after this interaction between us is over, they have to live with themselves in their head. And happy people don't behave like that. That's the thing. Happy people do not behave like that. So if you're behaving in a way where you're trying to offend other people, it is very blatant and obvious that you are not a happy person. So for all the other people who are on the other side of it, remember that you're not dealing with a happy person. And if you are happy, then the last thing you want to deal with is an unhappy person, because your vibration will meet their vibration. If their vibration meets yours, like on a higher level, fan-freaking-tastic. That's a successful interaction. That's a pat on your back interaction. If something starts out as a fight, but you can bring that person to your, that's really what it's about. And if you can't do that, that's okay. It's not like, well, my energy wasn't, no. Some people are where they are, and that is what it is. Just, if you're not like there to really help them, like that's not your goal, then get the hell away from them, because they're not about to do anything good for your life. Number 2 on how to go to war with yourself: accept the fact that your thoughts and choices have brought you to this moment. So if you do not like what's happening, if you look around you and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't like this, my life is falling apart, my life is just, you created that reality. Nobody stepped in your shoes, took over your life, and made this thing happen. It was you. You were there the whole time. You were there the whole time. I was there the whole time. Standing in your truth is not always a pretty thing. Sometimes it's hurtful. Sometimes it's hurtful. But that does not mean that we should not stand there, because if we never stand there, then we never transcend it. You can't transcend something that you won't face. So that's the number 2 thing. Gotta take accountability. Gotta recognize that it was your thoughts and your choices that got you to where you are right now. Have to. Third way to go to war with yourself is forgive yourself. Just because it was your thoughts and choices that brought you to this moment doesn't mean that you're a terrible person. It just means that you're a person. You haven't quite taken on your creative power. You haven't quite learned to shut your mind down when you're creating things that will be negative, and power yourself up when you are creating positivity. It just means that you're not exactly calibrated yet. You're not broken, you're human, which means that you were built to function this way just by being a human. This is the function of the human species. Just like your heart beats, just like your brain, tells your arm to move and do this. It's just the function of being a human. It's how it works. So the last thing you want to do is to beat yourself up about what you did when you didn't even really know what you were doing. That's why I said it's important to take accountability, because once you take accountability, you can take responsibility. And once you take responsibility, you can create the life that you really want. But there are some tweakings, some things to tweak, some things to do, some things to learn, some things to practice, all of those things in order to get to just fine tune it. You're already working in the system. It's not like you gotta hop into it. You're already doing it. You're already working within this system. So understanding how the system works and what you need to do to work most effectively, that's a win. That's a fine tune. You're already in the game. Just learn a jump shot. Like, you're already in the game. Just learn some cool game shit and you got this. And the final rule to going to war with yourself for is truly believing that you can create your reality. Truly believing that you can create your reality. Truly believing that you can create your reality. A lot of times we cannot create change because we don't think it's us creating a reality. We think that it's circumstances. We think that it's money. We think that it's people. We think that it's jobs. We think that it's education. We think it's a lot of things. But at the end of the day, it is the belief that you create your life. We have to understand that the energy and power we possess creates our life. I'm not telling you to become more powerful. I'm telling you that you already are powerful. You're just not using your power in a way that helps you. You're already powerful. You already manifest. You already bring things into your reality with no issues. Just the shit that you're bringing you don't want. So, believe that you have the ability to create your reality. Believe that the things, the thought checking, the observing your mind, the not attaching to different thoughts, to being able to look at others and realize the struggle and hurt and pain in others so that you don't go back and attack them. All of those things assist you in creating your reality, because inside your higher self that is inevitably attached to the universe, because it is the universe, it is a pivotal part of the universe. That part of you already knows what you want. That part of you already knows how to get what you want. But it's not going to pass you a note. It's not going to speak in English, or whatever language. I'm assuming if it's English, then I don't know, any language. I don't think your higher self is speaking to you in the language that you speak. I'll say that. I'm assuming you're English speaking if you're watching this video. English and more. But yeah, it's not gonna pass you a note, which means we have to listen, which means we have to show some sort of restraint to how this thing works. It means that we have to recognize that this thing is real, that it is that you can learn the rules to it, and you can, I won't say beat it, because you're not trying to beat it. You can be in harmony with it. You can expect that if you do certain things, then the universe will yield to you certain things. And I'm trying to tell you this is real because I've already lived it. I've already tested it. I've already tried it. I would be damned if I would sit up here and publicly talk about something that I have not seen work. That just ain't me. But it works. When you gear your life and put feeling good at the focus of your life, and I don't mean feeling good in a way that hurts other people, because if you need to hurt other people to feel good, then you're not actually feeling good. You're actually setting yourself up for a bigger fall later. I mean, feel good taking part in the miracle of life. I mean, feel good because you woke up in the morning. I mean, feel good because you saw, two people interacting and you thought that it was nice. That feeling, that lightheartedness, that purity of just being alive, that feeling when you live with that being the chief theme mode at love. That's why I said love is the answer. When you live with love at the forefront of your mind, your life will change. You will receive blessings that you never even thought possible. Feeling good is so important. It is so important to what you need to do, to the mission that you are on. So those are the 4 ways I have, the four rules to go into war with yourself. Please be kind. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself, accept yourself, allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to allow darkness as well. I talked a lot about what could happen if you don't do, but guess what? Even those things that happen, you deal with it. I've dealt with it, and we do better next time. So even those parts, don't feel bad. Forgiveness is huge. Not just forgiveness of others, but forgiveness of yourself. So that's it for the week. Continue to grow, continue to love, continue to have fun, man. Continue to feel good, continue to smile, continue to do what you love. Just continue to have feel good days, and don't forget to smile. I love you guys. Peace.